Hi guys, I'm back. This will be my second YouTube video. I'm hoping that the tone of my voice is a little bit louder so you guys can hear me this time. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make this graduation card. This card is I made for a customer on a custom order, and she wanted something for obviously a girl because I have the flowers here, and inside it's personalized. Usually I cut my own cards out and measure them so they're like odd shapes and sizes, and then I make my own envelopes, but this one actually is a commercial used bought cardstock envelope. Obviously, because my shop name is A Bunch of Scrap, I save all my scraps. Now, I'm not big on measuring exact, so what I do is I just basically eyeball everything, unless I have to measure it. But if I have the base, like the measurements of the base the way I like it, then I just eyeball the rest and pencil in the marks. And my camera angle is not very good for seeing how I'm doing that. Alright, so I've got those two marks. This is my portable cutter. I actually have a stationary one, but it's too bulky to show on a tutorial. So let's see here. And just line that up where the pencil mark is. And then I'm always checking and rechecking to make sure that I cut it right, because sometimes even my eyeballs deceive me on what I'm looking at. And see, I'm a perfectionist, so I don't like how this gap is slightly bigger than this gap here. So what I'm gonna do is cut it until it's all the same. I guess that's the problem of eyeballing things, because you don't get the exact measurements like you should be getting. And so you might cut down and cut down and cut down and then not have a piece of paper that works. Alright, that one looks pretty symmetrical. So what we're going to do is, I don't even glue it down yet. Because I'm going to have two bases. And so what I do is I do the same here, and I fit it so I can see it like it would be, and then pencil mark it, eyeball it, and pencil mark. Set that aside and start cutting again. And I haven't timed this video, so most likely I'm going to go over and it's going to be a two-parter. Alright, so we'll put that aside, recheck. That looks pretty good. So move that over and then bring back the base. Make sure that you're paying attention that you're opening it the right way. I must have put some pencil on there, so I'm going to erase that. And dry fit it with your fingers again. Well, I do at least. Typically use all my scraps, and sometimes if I'm making something for my shop, I run out of my scraps and I have to actually use the real deal 12 by 12 sheet of paper or whatnot. So this is actually a piece of scrap that was the same design as this, but as you can see, it's not the same width, slightly smaller. So it's not going to look exactly like this, but pretty darn close. I would assume that that's like a ½ inch. Alright, so you've got this, but I used another border to coincide with this one. So we need to get the burgundy back out, and where I just cropped this piece of paper, I always dry fit everything, and so look, it worked out great. It fits exactly. I don't need to cut anything or do anything. But with this, I'm going to. It's going to even be less than the half where it landed there. So I will need to do that with this piece of paper, but it'll still look okay. So we've got the base again, and then this one. And sometimes when you have cardstock that's just plain cardstock and you have problems with the pencil mark, you can flip it over, and so where you're gonna adhere it, it's in the back instead. So this looks fairly okay. Now I used the my camera angle, the Spellbinders Nestabilities die cut template number 6, labels 2. I used the second to the largest one, and then the one thereafter. So it's already out of the container. And here they are. Alright, so I'll get this out. See how close it is to the camera. Okay, we need to set up our die, and if you own any kind of die cut machine, we know how to use this, so I don't really have to explain. It would go like that. And with this piece though, I've embossed it with basically the same design as the black, but it would be the opposite because I'm going to show you what I did there. Take this, and I embossed it with the Spellbinders Impressibilities Fleur-de-Lis pattern. So we will now we just need to have the word graduation. I used my expressions, and I used the calligraphy, and I think my settings were a ½ inch for the graduation, and I did it to coordinate with the same red or burgundy as the rest of the card. And I'm going to see if I can fast forward this edition so I don't waste time, but I just used the Quickie Glue Now, what I did was, I love flowers, Prima flowers, and I Am Roseph flowers, but I guess I'm a cheapskate. And I like to do things my own way. I make all my flowers. So I made these, but there'll have to be some other tutorial where I show you how I make all my different flowers. But I made 3 different sizes. They're pretty much the smallest sizes that I make, and I put rhinestones in each one, which I've already have here, and I just place the glue dots on the back. And the reason why I'm not laying those ones down yet is because I like to put the biggest one down first before I put the other ones down, so I can get it pretty symmetrical the way I want it to. And where we had it was right about here, and then one right there, and oops, one right there. Now it's gonna make your card a little bit bulky, but it should fit in the envelope still. They're fairly small, and I'm not putting anything bulky inside the card per se, so it should work out just fine. Let's see. If you manipulate that, yep, it works just fine. Always, double check everything, because I am selling most of my crafts, and I want to give them things that they pay for. I don't want to give them mistakes or oopsies, even though the dimensions here aren't the same there, but I don't list the dimensions. It really actually looks... Okay, hold on. I'm going to put the rhinestones on and then do the comparison, and you'll see that my little off measure, the smaller this is and the lower this is, it doesn't really matter. It looks almost exactly like the same card. So hold on, let me get the rhinestones to put in there. I just used I've got so many different kinds that I just get to grab and pick which ones I want. Typically, no, this one doesn't want to come up. There we go. I just place it in the middle here. Middle. Put that aside. I always seem to get things stuck. And I hate using tweezers, but I get things stuck on my fingers. We're done with this card. There you go. Look. That one. That one. That one. That one. Back and forth. But obviously then you need to do the inside. You could leave it blank just like that, or dress it up like that. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make this card. It's fairly simple and shouldn't take you too long to make it yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.